Man, listen, this is your favorite professor, Keys, and I'm back with another YouTube video. Now, I know it's been a while, but I promise you, I'm going to bring you some free game that can help you get money in your pocket seated by your good Uncle Sam. Before we get started, you know the drill. I want you to kiss the like button with your finger and hit subscribe. Now, this video is brought to you by Brother International. Stay tuned because I'm going to give you a few tips on how to use this printer effectively. Now, let's get started. Working from home across America is trending. Folk are Netflixing, chilling, working, taking their lunch breaks at the refrigerator, commuting from their living room to their dining room. Today, we're going to talk about how Uncle Sam can take care of some of the expenses that you're incurring while you're working from home and being incredibly productive. You're being productive, right? Number one, furniture. Did you know that your office chairs, your desk, bookcases, shelves, televisions, lamps, artwork, anything that you need in order to make your home office feel like home base. Even if it's a fake plant like this one. Don't judge me. Judge that plant that you haven't watered in the past 3 weeks. Now, the furniture must be necessary for office operation. And your shopping spree cannot exceed $1 million. You have Section 173 of the tax code to thank for this. So go into your office, look around, say, ha! All of my books are on the floor. They need to be on a case. Number two, business travel. Now, I traveled to Mississippi, New Orleans, Atlanta, Miami, and even to Cairo, Egypt. Every single one of my trips were for business. So in Mississippi, I hosted a teen entrepreneurs boot camp. When I went to Miami, I taught entrepreneurship through the lens of Web3 on an HBCU campus. When I went to Egypt, I sat down with Black entrepreneurs and we talked about how we could trade with our international partners. I spent a majority of my days on each one of those trips making sure that I fulfilled the mission of my business or I made new relationships that could result in future sales. Now, not all travel is business travel. So I'm not talking to those folks who would like to go see your grandma Pappy. All right, I know that there's a Grandma Pappy, Grandma Rosemary, Grandma Pearl. I'm not talking about those personal trips going to see them so that you can have some of their banana pudding. I'm talking about that travel that you go on because you want to level up your business. Now, this travel can be by bus, train, plane, boat, yacht, however you want to get there as long as you leave your local home base. Also, a majority of the days on business travel must be spent doing business. So let's say that you and I traveled to Cairo, Egypt because we were doing business together and we wanted to go over there and talk about what it would mean to build a pyramid in 2022. It could be done. Black genius, Black excellence, right? We're over there for 7 days, but 5 of those days we're meeting with diplomats, we're meeting with other entrepreneurs, we're meeting with architects, we're meeting with builders. I mean, we have this vision to say by 2052 we will build a golden pyramid with a silver tip. Well, because we spent 5 of those 7 days doing business for at least 8 hours in our day in Egypt, the other 2 days, if we decide to go to Luxor, or if we decide to go see the pyramids, or if we decide to just lay by the beaches of Alexandria, then the government will take care of the bill for that entire trip. So always do the math, right? If you're traveling for 4 days, do business for 3. If you're traveling for 8 days, do business for 7. Finally, the trip must be ordinary and necessary. And in this instance, the government will take care of 100% of the bill. Yeah, I caught that. Number 3 is office equipment. Not to be confused for office furniture because we already talked about that. So I'm talking about your printer, your scanner, your cell phone, your laptop. What are those devices that you need in order to do business in your office every single day? The government states that it will take care of 100% of that bill as long as you're using those items to go and get you sales. And let me tell you something. I especially like the printer because when I worked in the office, let me tell you something. At about 5:01 and sometimes at 12:05 during lunch, I'd be printing it out. I'd be putting pages on there, child. I'd be printing for free 99. Y'all know what it's like to go up in there and use your job's printer, because you know when you go to the print shop, they are charging you anywhere from 50 cents to $1 just to press print. But if you've ever done your research on a ream of paper, do you know you can get a ream of paper, 500 pages for just $1.99? It's like highway robbery. So I partnered with Brother International. Brother printers have the absolute best products for entrepreneurs and also side hustlers who are on a budget. Not only do they have printers that operate based on Wi-Fi or a USB cord, making it super easy to print documents from your phone. Okay, I have taken my Android phone, Team Android, and I have literally printed documents while sitting in the comfort of my recliner. Holla at you. They also have one of the best ink and toner subscription services in the market. As you can see here, I am like all over a Brother printer at this office supply store. So it's one thing to have a printer, and it's another thing to keep it stocked with expensive cartridges. And so their printers are smart enough to count the pages that you're printing on a monthly basis. If you print less pages, you pay less money. Check this. This is gonna blow your mind. You can get into their ink and toner subscription service program for as low as $2.49. Tell me where in the market you can find toner and ink that costs $3 and comes from a legit company like Brother International. You can't beat that. So make sure you sign up for the Brother Refresh Easy Print subscription service. Do it now. I've already done it. Come join me. Back to our list. Number 3, your health premiums are 100% tax deductible when you work for yourself. Health insurance is already costly. And so when you enroll in a plan, you're paying a monthly fee just to make sure that you have health insurance just in case you need it. And so when you're paying the premium, you're paying for copays, you're also paying for prescription costs. Those costs absolutely add up. So as an entrepreneur, as a self-employed entrepreneur, your health premiums, when you add that up at the end of the year, then you'll be able to deduct that from your tax bill and potentially set yourself up for a tax refund. Number 4, client gifts. I always like to say the best customer is a repeat customer. So if you already have existing customers, maybe you want to offer them a gift to keep them coming back. Or maybe you're offering a promotional sale, right? So you get people in the door with a free product, give them some cheap trinkets, give them something to make them come into the door. You give them a free product in exchange for giving them exposure to the products or services that you actually sell on a daily basis. Some entrepreneurs may even opt for giveaways. Well, these giveaways, as long as they are under $25 per customer, can be written off in your taxes at the end of the tax year, okay? So it's 100%, but up to $25. And finally, meals. Now, I already know some of these food delivery services absolutely know your name. You've been telling people on Instagram that you're cooking, but that only happens once or twice every other month. Well, when you decide to leave your humble abode and go and meet with one of your clients, guess what? If you discuss business over that meal, then that business meal becomes 100% tax deductible. Maybe you have a good old soul food restaurant. I love soul food in your neighborhood. You've been thinking about that delicious barbecue chicken. I love mambo wings myself, collard greens, tater salad, as my grandma calls it, maybe pig feet. As long as you talk about business inside of that restaurant with your client, or you patronize that restaurant and you all talk about business over that meal, when you save those receipts during tax time, you're able to submit 100% of those costs. You already know how I feel about Black-owned businesses and Black entrepreneurs. They were hit especially hard during the pandemic. So if you're considering going out to eat, I would say consider a Black-owned restaurant. Now, each of these deductions have the power to reduce your adjusted gross income. So that is the money that you pay after all tax deductions and tax benefits and advantages have been applied to the income that you've earned over the year. The lower your adjusted gross income, the fewer taxes that you pay. And for some entrepreneurs, the goal is to get that number to the lowest number possible so that they could qualify for a tax refund. However which way you look at it, these deductions can set you up for a lower tax bill or for a tax refund. So it's a win-win situation. I hope that these tax strategies helped you out as an entrepreneur, even as a side hustler. So even if you have a 9-to-5, but you operate your business part-time. Thank you so much, Brother International, for sponsoring this video. And if you want to get one of their printers, hit the link inside of the bio and go to their website. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you have reached this point in the video, that means you like me a little bit. And I like you too. So don't forget to kiss the like button with your finger and hit subscribe.